Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to see a new question in our DSI in Python playlist. The question name is leaders in an array. Okay, this is an easy level question. Now, like this is actually easy question. Just we need the thing is we need to understand the question in a proper way, and we can get the idea about the solution in just one try. Okay, so now let's go through the problem description. In this question we have been given an array. Okay, this array will be of positive integers. Now what we have to do is we need to find the leader in the array. Now what is a leader in the array? A leader in the array is called, like, it is a leader if all the elements on its right side are like lesser than that. What I mean by this is, now let's say I have 2, I don't have any value on this side, so the last value will always be a it will always be a leader. Okay, so let me start from this side first. Okay, so we have 16. Now in this 16 we need to check if we have like any greater value after that or not. We have a 17 here, so this cannot be a leader, right? Because it already has a greater value on its right side. So now what we will do, we will move forward. Now we see that we have 17 here, so let's see if after 17 we have a greater value or not. So we come here, we see we have a 4, it is lesser. We have a 3, it is also less. We have a 5, that is also less. We have a 2, that is also less. So what we can do is, like, we can take this as a leader in the array. So we have 17 as the leader. Now what we can do, what we have to do, we will move forward and we will check if we have a smaller value than 4 or not. 3 is lesser, fine. 5 is greater than 4, so this cannot be a leader in the array. Now in the same way we will move our pointer to 3 and we will check if this 5 is lesser or not. This is greater, so 3 is not a eligible leader of the array. Now we will come to 5. We will see if on the right side we have a greater value or not. It is not, right? 2 is lesser than 5, and after that we don't have any value, so 5 will also become a leader in the array. Now about the last value, we don't have any value after that, so it will always be a leader in the array. Okay, so we will be returning this as the answer. Now as I said, the rightmost element is always a leader. Okay, so this value will always be a leader. Okay, now how do we approach this question, right? So while we were seeing the question, while we were seeing the approach, we saw, we took a number and we started comparing it with all the numbers, right? I compared it with 17, then 4, then 3, then 5, then 2, right? So what we are doing, we are taking a number. Let's say we are iterating using I. For that we are starting from 0 and we are going till less than n minus 1. Why? Because we need to check till here only. This will always be this will always be a leader anyways. Okay, so now we will be iterating till less than n minus 1. After this, what we will need, what we will do, so we have a for loop. This is a brute force approach, right? So now we started from 0 and we will be going till less than n minus 1. After that, what we have to do, we will have a j loop which will be starting from I plus 1, right? We will be checking after that, and then we will be going till less than n. So we will do the same. We will check if, we will start from I plus 1 and we will be going till less than n. Now what condition do we need to check? We will check if this, this 16, okay, this is greater than this or not. Then we have to check this is greater than this or not. Now if we have reached this point, okay, where we have reached the last value and we see it is greater than all that values, then what we will do, we will simply return it as the answer. Otherwise we will or we will add it in our resultant array and then we will move forward for the another value. So what we are checking here, if this number, okay, let's say it is array is a, so if this a of I is greater than a of j, continue. Okay, or else what we can do is we will check for if this like 16 is lesser than this, then we will simply break out of the loop. Okay, so we will break out of the loop. Otherwise, if we have iterated through the entire array, okay, and let's take a flag here. Okay, we will initialize it with 0, or we can go with 1. So let's go with 1. Now we are using a boolean flag. Now what we will do is, now as soon as we find that this a of I is lesser, okay, so what we will do, we will make a flag to 0. Okay, so if the flag is 0, then it is not a leader in the array. Otherwise, out of the loop, what we will check, if the flag of the array, like if the flag is equals to 1, okay, then what we have to do, we will simply add it in our result. Okay, so result dot append a of I. Okay, so now basically what is happening, let's take this example. Okay, so now we have 16, 17, 4, 3, 5, 2. Now my pointer I is here and j is here. Okay, so now what will happen, I will start from here, I, and j will be here. Now I will check if 16 is lesser than 17 or not. This condition will become true, so flag will become 0 and we will break out of this loop. And again, now what will happen, we will go for I is equals to 1. Okay, so now what we will do, I will become 1 and then j will start from 2, right? So let's see this. And we need to keep this in mind, we need to reinitialize this flag every time. Why? Now what happened was, our flag became 0 here, right? Now what will happen, if we are not changing our flag value again, so if we are iterating for this 17, okay, so our I is here and j is here, it will compare, this will be false, again we will be coming here, this condition will also be false, this will also be false, and this will also be false. So what is happening, basically if we are not flipping our reinitializing our flag every time, then even if it is the correct answer, it will not take it for that. Okay, so we will be initializing flag with 1 here, and then what will happen, we will never go inside this condition and 17 will be appended in this result. So now resultant will carry 17. In the same way, now we will go to we will go to 4, and then we will compare this. If this is this condition 4 is lesser than 3, okay, so what is happening, this condition is false. Okay, now we will come here, now 4 is lesser than 5, this will become true, so again flag will become 0 and we will break out of this loop and we will come here. Okay, so now let's move on to 3. So in this same way we will check for 3 and 5 and 2. Now what is happening, we are repeating these checks every time, right? We don't I already compared this 17 with all the numbers, okay, and for this 16 also I compared all the numbers. This repetition is not required. I can get the maximum value till that point in another way also, right? So how do we do that? So now let's move on to the optimal approach. So what basically happens in this is, we will right now what we are doing, we are starting from the beginning, so we have to check for all the conditions. Now let's say I have this array only 16, 17, 4, 3, 5 and 2. Now let's say, just for example, I start from the back. So according to this, as I said, rightmost will always be a leader, so this is always a leader. Now I can start my iteration from here and I can check the value on this right side is lesser than that or not, right? If I if this 5 is the maximum, okay, till there, then it will be leader in the array, right? How can I prove that? Now let's see. Now let's say I started iteration from back side. Okay, so let's I have a maxi in which I am storing 2. Now this 2 will be appended in my result, so let's do that also. Now after that I am starting the iteration from here and my maxi is this. So basically what I will do, I will compare these both. So 5 is greater than 2, therefore my maxi will get updated, right? So now my maxi is 5 and my resultant will also get added with this maxi, right? So my resultant will contain now 2 and 5. Now what is happening? This 5 is maximum in this part of the array, right? Now let's move to 3. So what is happening? Now I will compare this 5 with 3. This, like, 5 is greater than 3, right? So this condition will become false. My maxi will not get updated. And again what will happen? We will move forward as this is not maximum. Now once we move to 4, okay, so again we will compare this, right? So what we will check, 4, this 5 is in maxi and this 4, right? So again this condition, like 4 is not greater than maxi, so again it will not get updated. Now we will come to 17, right? So 17 is greater than maxi, so our 5 is maxi right now and 17 is greater than that. So again our maxi will get updated to 17 and in our result what will happen? We will be adding one more value, that is 17. After that, if we come across 16, it is of no use because it is lesser than 17 anyways. So basically what we are doing here, we were iterating like using time complexity of O of n square, right? So here time complexity was O of n square. Now that got reduced to O of n in this time complexity. So this this will be like quite efficient approach. And now what happens? We are iterating from the back, right, in reverse order. So the resultant is in the reverse order, right? So before returning the result, what we can do is, if in the output it is said that the pattern of the output is like it will be checked, then according to the output, sample output, it should be 7, 5, 17, 5 and 2, right? So for that what we will do, we will reverse the array. Okay, so we will reverse the array, resultant dot, like we will reverse the array and we will return it. So now let's move on to the code editor and run this code there. So let's see the code now. Like basically we will be going through the optimal approach, and about the brute force approach I will be uploading in that in the GitHub. You can access that from there. So what we did was, we will initialize an array and it will be initialized with the last rightmost value, right? So let's do that. Now what we have to do, we will be iterating from the right side. So let's start in the reverse order, n minus 2. Here n is already given, that is the length of the array, so we can directly use that, and we will be iterating till 0. So I am giving -1 because it will take 1 less. Now I will check if, now one more thing, let me initialize maxi, right? So about this maxi, what we have to check here, we will be initializing it with n minus 1, right? So let me do that also. Now if maxi is lesser than, okay, or equals to a of n minus, let's see first less than, okay, then we will go through the other part, equals to. Now if it is less than, that means we have another leader, right? So we can append first, otherwise we can append we can either update maxi or we can directly append also. So let's append with maxi only. Out of this loop we can return the result in the reverse order. So now let's try to run this. So the sample test cases are passed. Let's try to submit it. Now here we see we are getting wrong answer, right? So what we are checking here, we are only checking for lesser condition. Now there can be a possibility, like here what we have some numbers, and according to my code it will only check for the lesser values, right? Like if maxi is less, then only it will append my value, right? But let's say if two numbers are equal, okay, both of them will be greater from the values of the right side, right? So for that reason we will give equals to also. Now let's try to submit it again. So this code has been accepted. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. In case you have any doubt, let me know in the comment too. I will try to clarify it more. And in order to continue with me in this coding journey, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.